Hey there, Workshop Whisperer fans. I'm Rachel Sheldrick and I help auto repair shop owners to achieve business success. It's bright and early here in Perth, down by the river. You can see there's already people out there skiing, gorgeous day. What I wanted to talk to you about today is what to do when you feel like everything has turned to shit. Maybe it's that you can't keep good team members and you feel like you're better off going back to working just on your own. Maybe it's financial and you think that you're doing everything you can, but the hole that you need to find funds for just keeps getting bigger. Or maybe you just don't feel like you have it in you anymore and you are wondering if you shouldn't just go and get a job working for somebody else. I'm sure there's not a workshop owner amongst us that hasn't felt one or all of these things at some point in time. The most important thing is that you actually take a step back and look at this objectively. So if you find yourself in a situation where team members are leaving, ask yourself these questions. Are you hiring the right people to begin with? Or are you just putting bums on seats because they're the only bums available? Yep, skill shortage, we all know that, but putting the wrong person in the job just actually prevents the right person from coming along. So have a look at your team. Do you have the right people there in the first place? If you believe you've got good people and the good people are leaving, then what's going on with your culture? And given that one of your 3 jobs as a leader is to set the culture, then what is it that you're doing or not doing that is enticing these people to go elsewhere? If it's a financial burden that you have and you feel like you're getting further behind instead of further ahead, then you need to draw a line in the sand today and you need to raise your labour rate. You need to look at your margins and your markups, because remember, they are 2 separate things. If you would like to know the difference, just message me. I don't have time to explain in this video. But you also need to have a big chat with your accountant, and if they're not helping you, then you need to get another one. So draw a line in the sand today. Labour rate goes up, parts pricing changes, and you need to know a few other key metrics, like what your effective labour rate is. We need to look at your average repair order. We need to look at your daily car count. You also need to have a look at what is required every month to close the gap on the hole that has been created. So this means that you may need to do a deal with the ATO for your BAS or your PAYG. And you also need to have a look at doing deals with suppliers if you're behind. It's really important that you don't ignore the hole because it only gets bigger. And you can put a band-aid over the symptoms that the hole creates, but you can't fix it unless you really understand your true financial position. I've been talking about finances a lot in the last couple of months, and the reason is because it's the most important metric in your business. And if you're ignoring it because you don't like what you might find, then you have no business being in business. So pull your head out of the sand. Let's get on the ball today. If you don't know how to get on the ball with your finances, then you better reach out. And if you're feeling like you just don't have it in you anymore, then look at your exit plan. Do you have one in place? Are you feeling this way because you're tired, because you haven't had a break, because you're not having regular holidays? We're coming into a 4-day weekend here. Will you make the most of it? Can you shut down from work? When you're tired, everything feels like it can be going wrong. So it's super important that you're not taking on those additional jobs out of desperation that will in fact keep you at the workshop. It's important that you get home on time. It's important that you get to bed at a reasonable hour. It's important that you show your team that it is important to take breaks and to have their holidays. Remember, you are the most visible person in the business, and it's not what you preach, it's what you tolerate. So if your team is as tired as you are, then you are on a collision course for disaster. So take your breaks, book in your holiday, If you have to close the workshop for a couple of days, you being refreshed is a far better prospect than you being burnt out. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, click the link to join my free Facebook group Under the Hood. In there, in the last week, we've been benchmarking prices on oils. So if you would like to see how your pricing matches up, then join the free Facebook group Under the Hood, and we'll see you in there soon.